and only know how to win. The state is fighting, we're breaking into. You will feel always power. The way came over.
Welcome to Musician Photo Journal. Today we're with Michael from Volbeat. Welcome.
Thank you.
It's great to see you again. I think it's been a couple years since we've had the chance to sit down and talk with you. So, and tonight we're catching you out. It's live from Beyond Hell and Above Heaven tour. And you have HellYeah and Iced Earth, and I think it's only like today's like the 4th show in or something.
Yeah.
How's it going so far?
Really good. You know, the shows has been amazing. Good crowd, great support, and good venues. So it, you know, cannot wish for more. And I'm very proud to have, you know, HellYeah with us. You know, the mighty Vinnie Paul from Pantera. You know, it's great, and HellYeah is a great band. You know, they're kicking ass every night, and it's a great honor to have Iced Earth with me. I've been a huge fan of Iced Earth since I was in school, and actually, you know, I remember I just had the money to buy a train ticket to go to a record store where they had that first released with Iced Earth, because I was watching Headbangers Ball on MTV, and they were showing the scene from Florida, and Iced Earth has just released their first album at a certain time, so that's, you know, that goes way back, and I just got hooked, and so I took the train. It takes, I don't know, 1.5 hours or something, and then bought that record, and I went home, and I've been a dedicated fan since. You know, I have all the records, and you know, now they're one of my good, you know, Schaefer's one of my good friends, and all the people in Iced Earth are great guys. You know, so you know, it's an honor to have them on the bill. You know, they can easily do their own headliner tour, just as HellYeah. Right. But you know, we're good friends with everybody, so you know, we were just talking, and you know, it seemed to be a good package. You know. So we're very proud to have them with us.
Yeah, we actually did an interview with Vinnie Paul and Tom from HellYeah about a month ago, and it was like the first day that they could actually talk about this tour, and they were so excited. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a good lineup, I think, too. I don't think I've ever seen Iced Earth, so I'm excited to see them too.
Yeah, you know, they're great.
I don't know why I haven't been around forever. Yeah,
but shame on you, but it's never too late.
Exactly, finally. But let's see, and you have Hank Shermann on tour with you guys still for this tour too, right? Okay, and can you tell us a little bit of how you got him to play with you guys?
A gun to the hip. No.
That's always worked good, huh?
No, we live in the same city, and you know, we have some of the same friends, and now and then, you know, we will talk. And, you know, I'm a huge King Diamond and Merciful Fate fan, and as we all know, Sherman comes from Merciful Fate, and so you know, we were just sharing, you know, inspiration for the love of music and everything, just talking music, and when we needed some help, we were on our way to Gigantour, and we needed a new guitar player, and you know, I called Hank up to see what he was doing, and he said, you know, very soon we will be going on tour with Motorhead and Megadeth on Gigantour, but you know, we need a guitar player, so I was just asking if he could help out, you know, if he have time in his schedule, because you know, he has his own music and take a lot of pictures, you know, he has a lot of work, and he was thinking about it, and shortly after he called me up and said, I'm definitely in for it, you know, I would love to do that, you know, so, and it's been working really good, you know, I'm very honored to have him with me right now.
Excellent. And of course you mentioned that he was in Merciful Fate. He was in Merciful Fate when it was, I don't know if they've been doing anything, but I know, I saw recently, and I know last time you were here we actually talked a little bit, because you got to hang out with King Diamond, I think at his house or somewhere, you went to visit him. And I just recently saw where you guys got to perform on the Sweden Rock Festival. That was awesome. Yeah,
that was definitely one of my dreams came true. You know, it's, you know, we're having a good time in Volbeat. You know, we've been playing with so many great bands, and you know, people who has been inspired us and still inspired us. And yeah, I've just been to Sweden Rock, and King called me up and asked if I wanna, you know, be part of the Come to the Sabbath song, you know, and
I can say.
That was that meant a lot to me. Again, since school days I've been listening to King Diamond, and I even sold my BMX bicycle to get the first King Diamond concert tickets.
Nice.
Because I was asking my dad, can I have a ticket for a King Diamond show in Copenhagen? And he said, yeah, figure it out, but you still need money for merchandise and food and the train ticket. How do you want to earn that kind of money? So I'll think about it, and I actually ended up selling my bicycle. He got a little bit pissed about that because you sold your bike. Yeah, I did. But
it's being reserved.
He thought that was very dedicated, and it was very smart of me because then you have to give me a new bike too, so I could get to school. so
you won both ways, right?
Yeah. So I've been listening to King Diamond since, and he's been a great inspiration. And actually, my first tattoo was also a Merciful Fate tattoo. I got Don't Break the Oath on the leg.
Oh, cool.
And I never actually got my exam in school because I called the local tattoo artist, and I was, begging him to give me that tattoo. I found the right cover. It's a Merciful Fate cover. It's Don't Break the Oath. And he said, Michael, you're not old enough. I cannot do that, And I was just begging him. And then he said, all right, if you come now and don't tell anybody, I'll do it. I said, I can't do that. In 1 hour, I have to have my exam in school. And he said, I don't care. It's now or never. I was like, okay, I'll be there. So... Never got the exam, but I got that tattoo, and I'm very proud of it. And now I've just been on stage with King Diamond, and he's such a great guy. I never met anyone who's so dedicated to his music, and it's a great honor.
Yeah, the footage that we saw, I think, was like a fan-filmed thing from the audience, and it sounded so awesome. And usually those things don't pick up.
I was a little bit nervous about it because King Diamond is fucking King Diamond, and that's this really dark, mysterious thing in the show. It looks great, and then a singer like me, somehow you think that will never fit, but it did, and I was having a good time, and King liked what I was doing, so I'm very proud of that.
Yeah, the performance you guys did looked like you guys were having a ball, the whole thing, but you guys did look really fun. So if you guys haven't seen it, definitely YouTube it and do the search because you'll find it. I don't think it's on your sites or anything yet, but is it?
Oh, you can definitely find it on YouTube. Yeah. Maybe it's on our Facebook or something.
Yeah, it's around there, so you'll find it.
Breaking your record, I'm breaking your bones. On a warrior with a code. I jammed your feet in your face with a fist. You would feel always power.
The tour was called Beyond Hell, or Live from Beyond Hell Above Heaven, and that's actually, you guys released a DVD that's called that too. Can you tell us a little bit about that, of what it is?
Yeah, the DVD, there's a huge arena shows from Denmark, 10,000 people, and really beautiful pictures. It's a good show, and we have a lot of guests with us on that show. Michael Denner from Merciful Fate, Mila Petrosa from Creator. Just to mention a few, we have Mikkel Kessler, the fighter, on stage, and so it's a huge show, and it looks good. And then besides that, there's a small club show from Anaheim in the US, where we play, and we have Scott Ian from Anthrax on stage playing with us on that gig. Because on that tour we had the Damn Things as support band, and Scott was listening to the show and he liked what he heard, and he said, I want to play that cover song with you guys. So you're welcome, and now we got that on DVD too. So and on the DVD there's some songs from the biggest festival in Europe, in Germany, called Rock am Ring. That's 80,000 people or something like that, and so a lot of shows and backstage stuff, and it's a good package.
Very cool. I saw like the trailer for it. I haven't had a chance to get it yet, but I saw the trailer. And it's nice because it's nice and full and big too, so if you guys go to their website, you can get a little taste of what it is.
Oh yeah.
And mine's gonna have to be coming. I saw too that you guys actually premiered that though on a big screen in a theater. Is that?
Yeah,
is that
yeah.
correct?
It was actually at the theater in our hometown. You know, that's definitely special. You know, I never thought that something like that could happen, but you know, we were in a position where, you know, it makes sense, and you know, it was sold out pretty quick. So you know, it was quite fun to be at the cinema and watching your own stuff. You know,
I was gonna say, it got to be kind of surreal because you're so used to being an entertainer.
You can't really figure out if you want to be there or not. You know, so, but it looked great.
Very cool. I thought that was kind of neat because I don't think I've heard a band do that before. So I thought it was pretty cool that you guys did that. So. And then we're catching tonight, but tomorrow you're actually going to be part of Metallica's Orion Festival. It's down in New Jersey. Probably, I don't think you guys will see this before we get to go down, but is there any bands that you're looking forward to seeing?
Everything that we are capable of seeing, you know, it's such a great program and a lot of great bands. So I think when we wake up, you know, and get something to eat, you know, we will just walk out and see all the bands we're capable of before we hit the stage ourselves, and then afterwards, if we don't too busy to get to the next city, you know, still a lot of great bands to watch, you know, and it's an honor again to be part of something that Metallica is arranging. And we've been touring with those guys a couple of times, and it's
I think that's like the real. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I think that was like one of the really first like showcases Volbeat had in the U.S. I mean, you guys came over and did some club shows, but that was like the first real, more mainstream, I guess, you can say, way to.
I didn't say that.
Well, not that you're mainstream, but you know, it's a broader audience. Maybe
you know, that's the biggest promotional tool you can get. Go out with the biggest and best heavy.
Cause the wheel of pain is near in the back of your head. Yeah, you feel the fire again. Unleashing his hell, you will not even hear the bell. Maybe you're strong, but you don't stand a chance. Feel the power of a warrior. Fight, 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 fight. Let's get ready to rumble. Fight, 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 fight.
Oh yeah, taps. You know, there's a lot of fans that have been asking for that. So, you know, we always want to treat the fans with, you know, whatever they want from us, to a certain limit. But, yeah, you know, if there are some youngsters out there, you know, who can read that, you know, it's good for them to, you know, if they want to play guitar or whatever, or bass, whatever, you know, they can learn it from there. But, you know, I have no idea how to do it, you know, I just play.
Yeah, there's usually like the two different types of musician, ones that do it all by ear and all by reading. So, but I thought it was kind of neat that you guys just put them up there for people to.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. And then too, talking about writing and that, I heard that you guys are starting to write your next album, and you're doing it here on the road, or is that?
Yeah, you know, it's since we are mostly on the road, you know, you definitely have to use some time, you know, backstage writing, because or else nothing will be done, you know. And so I'm writing backstage. I have an amp I can sit and work on and record on, and when I come home I put all the pieces together. Those few weeks we're at home, you know, I will lock myself into my office and write, and the material I write at home I will bring that on the road, and the material I write on the road I will bring that home.
Right.
So those are pieces that I start putting together, and so hopefully we will be able to enter the studio late this year or maybe early next year. There will be an early Volbeat release next year.
Nice. So you guys are doing this run. I think it goes into mid-July, and then I think I saw that you guys are going to be headlining the Walk-In Open Air Fest. Is that the first time you guys headlined that one, or?
I don't even remember.
Yeah, it was a pretty big one, but I know you guys have a
you know, there's been some of those German festivals where we're headlining, but these days I don't remember anymore which one. We played Wacken before, and it's a great festival. I love that festival. It's great, and it's an honor, you know, that we can headline there this year. And
yeah, that one looks insane. But
it's a great accomplishment, and you know, it's gonna be great.
Well, you were talking about writing and looking for the next album. I don't know if it's too early. Where you have maybe Hank on some of the new album, or since Thomas isn't in the band anymore, or you do different guests again like you did the last album?
So far, as always, I'm writing all the material and
Right.
and I always put down all the guitars in the studio anyway. So
Right.
it's not like since I write all the material and put down all the guitars, we can still go in the studio without a guitar player. So during this year, we'll figure out what we're gonna do with the guitar player. So right now we're just happy that Hank can help us out, with our live shows.
Right.
We truly appreciate that. And let's see what the future brings.
Yeah, you never know.
No.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We're definitely looking forward to the show tonight. So,
Thank you.
again, it's Michael from Volbeat, and their latest release is Beyond Hell and Above Heaven. Remember to support your artists and buy their albums. This has been a video edition of Musician Photojournal.
You said it.
Thank you.
Feel the fires into the red. It's nice and only know how to win.